This is the very peaceful and popular fishing spot here at the duck pond, right here in Secunda. People frequent it, they like to braai on certain occasions, people stroll. We have a lot of people going past with their dogs. You can hear a lot of other dogs barking. It's popular. Even birds have taken refuge here and formed this big colony in the trees behind me, the willow trees. But that might be a thing of the past, and all because of this, the water hyacinth. Now this is actually a very good example, because you can see it's already sprouted another plant. We've got the one plant, and then it goes roots to the next one, and as you can see, let me hold it like this and just show you, and this is how it floats on the water. Now it's got these little pockets, air pockets, that keeps it up there, and that is a water hyacinth. And this dam is really in trouble because of the water hyacinth. I've spoken to somebody that said 68,000 of these within a few months from 2 plants. I'm going to give you some facts just now, which I think will be great, but these have now invaded our waterways here in Secunda. There's 2 ways that this plant can reproduce. The one is this way, with sprouting a new one, like a mother hen and the chickens, you know, that little plant. And the other one is by seeds. And each flower, and they have beautiful flowers, I just can't get a flower, it's a little bit too deep, but they have beautiful flowers, and they were brought here because of the flowers into this country. But each flower can produce 450 seeds. Now let me just see if I can read you some of the what do you call it, the specifications that we have on water hyacinth. Not only have they taken over the duck pond, but they've now spread to the Hammerkop Dam, which is a little bit down the way, and it's going to go all the way to Lake Umuzi and then into the waterways from there onwards. But let's give you a few facts on water hyacinth. It's the world's most invasive waterweed. It's a little floating water plant that grows about 20 centimeters high and has beautiful lilac blue flowers with yellow markings. I will show you that. The leaf stalks have air sacs that enable the plant to float, and the long feathery roots hang down in the water, as you've seen them, what I've showed just now. They actually come from South America, where it grows in the rivers in the Amazon basin. It forms dense mats in lakes, rivers and wetlands. It does not tolerate brackish water, so when there's an estuary, it will rather be found in the upper parts than at the estuary itself. It's an aggressive invader species in water bodies with high levels of nutrients. It grows faster than any flowering plant in the world, and we can see it here. It is, you know, it was 1 or 2 and suddenly we have problems. Once a seed germinates, the plant grows very quickly and can flower within 3 or 4 months. And within 3 or 4 months it can start reproducing by seeds. How does it affect our biodiversity? It's by changing the ecosystem so it no longer suits indigenous plants and animals. It forms a thick mat that stops light getting into the water so that the underwater plants cannot grow, and removing the oxygen from the water when the plants die. They sink to the bottom and rot. This causes fish and other animals to move away. Water hyacinth is a problem for people. Why? It blocks waterways and interferes with transport, irrigation, fishing and recreation. What's going to happen here? It worsens flooding and can even cause bridges to collapse because they will form blockades as the water comes between leaves and twigs and trees and so on. Disease-carrying mosquitoes can breed amongst these plants. There is some use. Some people use it to do a little bit of fiber for making rope baskets and paper, fodder for livestock, compost, and to remove excess nutrients from the water. The problem is, once it's in there, it's so difficult to get out. How do we control it? You control it. It's important to reduce the nutrients like fertilizers or sewer. We've got sewage here that is a big problem, entering these water courses, and to remove them by hand. And that's what's happening here. The groenstrook gabbas is really busy trying to remove the water hyacinths here. A small amount of water hyacinths can be removed by hand or specially designed harvesting machines. Now you get these big back actors and things like that, but it's still not enough because they go into the other reeds and they get stuck, and there's seeds and so on. One thing that's not a good idea is to use herbicide, because this can poison other plants and it's dangerous for people and wildlife. And where large amounts of water hyacinth are killed and start to rot, this removes the oxygen from the water, which can kill fish and other water creatures. Now, there are two ways to control this, and I've actually we've using the third one here. When I say there's two, there's actually three. There's a weevil, which is a little bug with a long nose. There's a moth, and then there's a plant hopper. Now on Thursday we released, or Governor Becky released, I think it's 1,800 in this dam and 800 down there, and in Evander, where there's also a problem, they released some there as well. I tried to see them again this morning, I couldn't. It's a small little bug insect of about 4 to 5 millimeters long. But what it does, it goes onto the plant, sucks from the leaves, and as it sucks from the leaf will rot there, and it's sort of like it creates an illness into these leaves. So that's one way, and we hope that will work. The taking it out and the bugs. It's a big problem because it spills down to the bottom and it just keeps on and keeps on. Hartbeespoort Dam is closed completely. So let us see how the efforts here of the groenstrook gabbas, that really makes a big effort to try and get them out, as well as the bugs that we released, the insects that we released here. The biological warfare comes all the way from roads. I was hoping for a big basket full of them. It's very small animals or small insects, and let's hope they do their job and in controlling this. Thank you for watching the bulletin here from the Duck Pond Inn.